The winter can get cold, really cold. And depending on where you live, you can see temperatures below zero. We're talking in the negatives. Man, that's cold. Thankfully, those kind of temperatures aren't typical where I'm at because personally, I couldn't do it. More than half of the world experiences a winter season. Cold weather in terms of clothing means warmth and accessories. So in today's video, we're gonna be discussing which cold weather accessories make sense to own and wear. If you're new to the channel, I am Rio, and here we discuss men's style and fashion topics designed to help you guys look and feel your best. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to become a part of the family and set notifications to all so you'll be notified for future videos. During the winter season, much of what you wear comes down to how much time you spend outdoors. For instance, if you're leaving your home, walking to your car, driving to work or a specific location, or vice versa, you typically don't need to dress extremely warm because you're spending very little time outdoors. But on the flip side, if you're spending a lot of time outdoors during the winter months, dressing warm is more important for you. So let's break down what these essential accessories are going to be regardless of what situation you fall into. Starting from the top of your body, we're going to be looking at headwear. The number one piece of headwear that we all wear is going to be hats. Hats are going to be the most common headwear accessory, even more so in the wintertime. What kind of hats do you go for? With every accessory, you can focus on function, form, or both. Function being the actual purpose and functionality of that particular item, and form being the overall look and aesthetics. Something you wear may not be necessary, but you use it because you simply think it looks good. For example, I like most of my pants to fit my waist fairly well. So in most cases, I don't need a belt. If I am wearing a belt, it has little to do with the actual function, but every bit to do with form. The same when it comes to glasses. I don't need them because my eyesight doesn't require them, so no function there. I'll wear them to enhance the look that I'm going for that outfit that I'm wearing. Hope that makes sense. During the winter, most accessories will primarily serve a purpose, meaning they're designed to be functional. It can also be a little fun to play with the aesthetics as well. So with that in mind, what type of hats provide the best functionality? My choice would be a trapper hat. These are the ones that are typically lined with some type of fur or like a fleece. And they usually have the extension that comes down to cover your ears. It may not be the first thing you think of when it comes to being a stylish accessory, but in terms of warmth being its primary function, it's probably the best way to go. Of course, you can get them in many styles, patterns, and a ton of variations. There's even the ones that have the attachable face mask for additional warmth. Another headwear option that provides less warmth, but in my opinion, more style, would be the beanie. This is a style of hat that I usually prefer aside from like a cap or a baseball hat. In most cases, especially during the fall, winter, and spring, I will usually opt for a beanie. Of course, beanies are extremely popular and are offered in many styles and fits. Short beanies are also pretty popular. Those are commonly known as fisherman beanies. They basically sit right on top of your head, which to me is a little counterintuitive because they don't cover your ears. The fisherman beanie primarily comes down to form over function, in my opinion. It will keep your head warm, but it doesn't do much for your ears. Not for me personally, so it's not my go-to. I usually opt for a beanie hat that covers both my head and ears, something that has a rib pattern, possibly knitted, and doesn't have too much material that sits at the top. Fitted beanies that cover your ears look better to me. But again, that's my personal opinion. I think these have more versatility in them, and in my opinion, can help accentuate the overall outfit opposed to taking away from it. A trapper or a beanie are the two styles of headwear that I would prefer for the winter. If you prefer the headwear option that doesn't cover your ears, you can go with an additional accessory like ear warmers and ear muffs. These are essentially what they sound like. Their primary function is to keep your ears warm. You can get to kind of sit right on top of your head or behind your head. And there's also a headband option as well. And like most things, there's tons of options available. So whatever preference that you have, I'm sure you can find something that suits you. The next cold weather accessory would be scarves. I think scarves are a no-brainer for people that take fashion and style serious. In my opinion, there's not too many ways that you can accessorize during the fall and winter season besides utilizing a scarf. The color, the pattern, the weight, fabric, all of those things allows for you to achieve a different aesthetic when wearing a scarf. You can drape it, wrap it, tie it, wear it in so many different ways. In terms of functionality, of course they provide additional warmth around your neck. And you can even wrap it around your face to give you some extra warmth there. But if you don't like scarves and would still prefer to keep your neck warm, a neck gaiter would be a great way to go. These are gonna be neck warmer sleeves, which are basically what they sound like. I personally don't like the look of these, but they make sense and are functional. You can even go with ones that allow for you to cover your face as well. You can also go with something that covers both your head, neck, and face, something like a balaclava or a ski mask. This would be my recommendation if you spend a lot of time outside during the winter. If not, then you're kind of just gonna look like you're up to no good. And that may not be the impression that you want to give off. I would proceed with caution when it comes to that one. When it comes to actual clothing, I'm not really going to touch base on any of that or outerwear options. I think most of us have our preferences when it comes to the type of coats or jackets that we prefer to wear during the winter. I wanted to make this video more about the accessories, and a coat will fall more into a necessity. During the winter, a coat is just as important as a shirt. I don't view pieces that are necessities as an accessory, but I at least wanted to mention it so you didn't think I forgot to talk about it. Now let's talk about your hands. I'm not sure how anyone would get through a cold winter without gloves or some kind of hand warmer. Every single person watching this video has some point in their life experienced the feeling of frozen fingers, and it absolutely sucks. To me, the feeling of frozen fingers, ears, and toes are the absolute worst thing about being cold. So of course, naturally, those are the extremities that you want to take the extra step into keeping warm. Like all accessories, there are so many types of gloves out there. I usually opt for leather gloves that are insulated. They tend to provide the most versatility for me. But of course, there are other alternatives as well. Knit gloves are great. Wool, cashmere, there's tons of options to keep your hands warm. You can also get the ones that have the tech tips that allow for you to still use your phone without having to remove your gloves. In my opinion, that's probably the best way to go. So we just talked about the brutality of cold toes. And of course, your footwear is the primary way to keep them warm. Boots being the main footwear choice for most during the winter, but like coats, we're not gonna talk much about them in this video, but winterized and insulated boots is a must for extreme temperatures. Aside from boots, your socks will also play an important role in keeping your feet warm. I typically prefer boot socks in the winter. They're usually a bit thicker and made for colder weather. You can also go with wool socks as well. The one downside with thick socks though, is that you'll need to make sure that your shoes or boots or whatever you're wearing have enough space in them, or at least a half size bigger than usual. Because if the shoes you're usually wearing fit you just right, boot socks will make them tighter. The last accessory will come down to how you layer. This will be more important, especially when dealing with extreme temperatures, or if you're spending a lot of time outdoors. And that's gonna be utilizing a base layer such as thermals or long johns. This doesn't really come down to the aesthetics, at least when it comes to your overall outfit, because no one's gonna see it. These are primarily functional. And the function of these is to simply keep you warm by adding an additional layer. These are to be used as a base layer and then layered on top of. For instance, personally, I will put on a long john long sleeve top, put it on a long sleeve shirt or a shirt in general, a hoodie, then a coat, and that will be all of my layers for my top. You could also go with a thermal short sleeve if the layer that you have over it is also a short sleeve. For my bottoms, I would wear my underwear and boxer brief as normal, because me personally, I'm not freeballing in a pair of long johns, but you know, you can do as you want. Then I will add on the thermals and then my pants or jeans. And then that should keep you decently warm, assuming that you've properly accessorized everything else that we've talked about on this list. So we're looking at 4 layers on top and then 2 layers on the bottom. But if you're dealing with extreme temperatures, you can also squeeze in a 3rd layer for your bottoms if you need to. Are there any cold weather accessories that you use to stay warm that I did not mention? Let me know down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video or found it valuable, make sure to let me know by leaving it a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to become part of this family. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be notified when I drop a new video. The winter season can be brutal, so if you need some inspiration for how you can build a solid winter wardrobe, check out this video right here. I'll see you guys there. Peace.